Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood Nintendo, and today we're going to be going over 5 tips that I'm pretty sure you have no idea about because they're pretty hidden and the game definitely doesn't tell you anything about them. So let's not waste any time and get started with number 1, sprinting. So in a lot of other farming games as well as Animal Crossing New Horizons, you're able to hold the B button and sprint, but in Disney Dreamlight Valley, it doesn't seem like you're able to sprint. It seems like you're mostly able to just walk around in this same pretty slow pace for the most part. But what I actually recently discovered is that you are able to actually sprint in this game. And the way that you're going to be able to sprint in this game is that if you look at the top left corner, you're able to see your energy bar, right? And currently I have about half energy, which is fine because even if I had full energy, it wouldn't really allow me to sprint. So for example, if I go and eat some bananas, now I have full energy and I'm still not really sprinting. I still have that same pretty slow pace. But if you eat any of these meals that you cooked inside of the kitchen using a stove, or even if you go to Remy's kitchen and cook there, you're able to now sprint. So for example, I'll eat these chocolate chip cookies. Look at the energy bar. Now it's this yellow or goldish sparkling color. Now I have the ability to sprint. It's maybe a little bit difficult to notice a difference, but I really am running a little bit faster now. And this is honestly the fastest you're gonna go. I don't have any other way of going any faster, but if you look at the bottom right there, it does say that you're well fed and now you have increased movement speed. Now, as long as you have that gold bar on the top left for your energy, you're able to keep at this pace for as long as you can. Now, the only way that gold energy is going to go down is when you start doing things that require energy, right? When you're fishing, when you're farming, or you're mining, any of that is going to deplete that energy, and eventually you'll go back to that blue meter and then you'll go back to your regular speed. Now, it does only say increase movement speed, so your mining, your farming, that stuff is not going to be any faster. It would be cool to be able to water things faster, but I'm okay with the movement speed for now, and maybe later on we'll be able to do other things quickly. Number 2, softwood, hardwood. So if you've actually been going around your valley, you'll probably notice that, you'll see these wood pieces on the ground. Maybe one thing you didn't notice is that these wood pieces are actually only going to be spawning below trees. They're not going to be spawning anywhere else randomly in the valley. They're actually just going to be below certain trees. So in the early game, you are only going to be able to get softwood when you're in the plaza area, as well as the peaceful meadow. Later on, you're going to be able to get hardwood from the Forest of Valor, from Glade of Trust, from the Sunlit Plateau, Forgotten Lands, as well as Frosted Heights. So I've been doing a lot of testing with the trees. As you can see, all the different types of trees I've been putting all around the valley here, just to see which of these trees can drop wood. And I've been able to determine which of these trees do drop wood and which of these don't. So we'll kind of quickly go over these so that you know which of these trees you can use to kind of build a forest, and you can use that to collect a bunch of wood in just one area so you don't have to go all around the valley. So the lush tree and the meager tree, yes, they do drop wood. The squat tree stump, and try saying that 3 times, does not, as well as the tree trunk does not drop wood. The dead pine tree, the 3-limb tree, and the plaza tree does drop wood. The fallen trunk obviously doesn't drop wood. The large plaza tree does drop wood. The small plaza hedge and the large plaza hedge does not drop wood. Go figures, right? The light birch tree does drop wood. The scraggly bush does not drop wood. The bare limb tree, the short Japanese maple, tall maple, and simple maple all do drop wood. And then these last 3, the tropical beach greenery, the wide swamp tree, and the swamp willow tree does not drop wood. Number 3, critters. So as you're looking next to me, I actually have a critter that follows me around, or maybe not right now. Hello? Let's see. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, we do have this critter that follows me around because I have it as a companion. You could, for example, actually have this rabbit as a companion. And the way to do it is that eventually you'll be able to interact with the rabbit. So if I go near it a couple times, it's kind of trying to get my attention. If I go it should be able to interact at one point. So right here, I'm able to approach it. And certain critters like certain types of food. So for example, this rabbit, you would want to give it a carrot or a certain vegetable, and then it would give you something back, but also earns you kind of like 1 star for this particular color of rabbit. And so once you have 2 stars, meaning that you fed it twice something that it likes, you'll be able to choose it as a companion as well. And based off the gameplay, you might have already fed some of these critters twice and you don't even know. So how do you change your companion? So what you want to do is go to your inventory, go to wardrobe, and then you choose companions right here. And you can see I have 3 companions right now. You can see the celestial sea turtle is my companion right now, right next to me. I can click on it right now and you'll see it disappear. I can choose the regal fox and it'll appear and be my companion, or you can have no companion if you don't want any, or you can just select the different ones. And as I was saying, that when you're feeding some of these animals or the critters twice, you'll be able to increase your number of companions that you can have following you around. So just as an FYI on the favorite foods that each critter likes, so that you have an easier time having them as a companion. So for these sunbirds here, they actually love flowers, and their favorite type of flower are these bromeliads. However you pronounce it, you can find the different colors of the bromeliad, close enough. And this type of flower can be found in the sunlit plateau. These squirrels here, they love fruit and nuts, and their favorite is actually peanuts, and they can be found in Chez Remy's pantry once you upgrade it. These crocodiles love shellfish. The lobster is their favorite and can be found at the Glade of Trust. Rabbits love vegetables, and their favorite are carrots, which can be found at the Peaceful Meadow. As of the time of this recording, we're not too sure what the ravens like and what their favorite type of food or fruit or vegetable is. So we still have to figure that out, but hopefully maybe you can check the comments down below and maybe at some point we will have an answer for you. The sea turtles here, they love shellfish and seaweed, and their favorite is the seaweed, which can be found in all of the locations that you see down there. If you go into the pond area and you just fish at a location where those bubbles are not at, you can go and catch seaweed. The foxes here, they love fish, and their favorite is the white sturgeon, which can be found at the Frosted Heights. And last but not least, the raccoons, they love fruits, and blueberries are their favorite, which can be found at the Forest of Valor as well as the Dazzle Beach. So hopefully you're able to get yourself a nice companion. I find my companion very cute, and all the companions are very cool, very cute, and they just follow you around wherever you go. So hopefully you get your favorite as well. Number 4 is going to be flowers. Now there are 40 different types of flowers, as you can see here. Flowers tend to grow pretty quickly in the valley, and I'm not sure if it's the same for you, but flowers can get a little bit annoying because there are so many and you just don't know what to do with them when you're collecting them. So for me, I just have it all in one spot for now until I figure out what to do with them. But luckily for you, I do have a couple of things that you can do with the flowers. So probably the best use for the flowers is that you can actually use them as crafting materials when you're making certain things like this pink and blue flower disc, the pink, blue, purple flower rectangle, and etc. There are so many different things you can do with the flowers that not only can you craft these like visual flower looking things, some of these balloon arches also require some of the flowers, as you can see down there. Like some of these really cool looking arches or the trellis here do require flowers. So that is probably one of the best usages for the flowers. The other usage is honestly, you can even just use the single flowers as decorations. So if you go to your inventory, you can go and drop it. You can see that they're moved into these spots in front of you. What you could do is actually go to your furniture, exit out of this, and you can move it around to where you want it. So if you think the flowers look really pretty or nice in a certain location, you can do the same exact thing. I like it here. That looks good. I exit out and there you go. So those are probably the 2 main usages for the flowers. Number 5 is going to be craftable chests. So something pretty important, and I feel like you should do early on in the game or even later on in the game is totally fine too, because you probably run out of space in your inventory as well as the space that you have in your home's chest that's inside there. So what you could do is go do a crafting table and then go ahead and go to your recipes, click on chest, and as long as you have enough softwood, enough stone, you can go ahead and make 1 chest. So now the chest is in your furniture. So if you go to essentials, you go down a little bit to where chest is, you can place it here, and then pretty much you can use it. You just go into it, you open the storage, and you can transfer it, anything you want, into the storage, just as the same one at your home. This chest here you can actually have inside of your home, or you can have it outside anywhere. You can absolutely craft multiple of these, and I recommend it, and put them throughout the entire valley. You can use one of the chests for food and just keep it in your house or wherever. You can have one for fruits, and you can have one for vegetables. You can have one that collects all the flowers. You can have one that collects all the softwood, the hardwood, the stones, etc. You can have one that collects the gems. You can have one that collects I don't know, just about anything. So instead of having little space in the inventory, and honestly expanding the inventory costs 5,000 star coins, which is quite a bit, especially early on in the game. So if you don't really have that kind of money, I think your best bet is to craft a bunch of these chests and just have them placed in nice areas throughout the entire valley, and you'll be able to use it just like you would in your inventory here. Alright, I hope I was able to show you at least one thing from this video that you didn't know about already, but if you already knew about all of these, then check out this video where I go over 10 important tips. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hit the like button and subscribe for future content. Thanks again, and take care.